Semen retention, okay, in this introspective journey that we're on, it makes you immune to manipulation, okay? Now, why does it make you immune to manipulation, all right? Because when you're ungrounded, right, and the only way to become grounded is to do this introspective work, all right? The best way I've found is through semen retention. I've tried it many different ways. This way is gold, okay? Because it does the work for you. That's the thing. You just do the practice and stay open and just watch yourself make the changes. It's like that simple, right? Other than that, I'm not gonna go into like specifics because everyone's journey is different. I'd be lying if I said my journey is gonna be like yours, because we're just at different, we're just different. We're just different entities, all right? But when you're ungrounded, you're unbalanced, all right? This is what it feels like, right? You got all of these thoughts and all of these emotions over here, and someone's telling you this and someone's telling you that. There are people, right, that are predisposed with their personalities to get what they want through coercion and manipulation, right? It's in their archetype, okay? Don't hate them for it. It just is what it is. They're using what they got, okay? Now, if you're not careful, and this can extend to relationships too, right? If you have, and what I mean by unbalanced, if you got emotional trauma or things that are holding you back from being in the height of your being, fears, insecurities, codependency patterns, this is where a lot of it usually manifests as, right? Or it's going to manifest as I said, manipulation, all right? And manipulating and having to like control people based out of fear. They're the same energy, just it takes different forms, okay? Now, when you have an emotional pull to something, you're not grounded in yourself, so you base your identity and you base your peace and happiness and joy off of this thing external to you. People are going to take advantage of that. People are going to sense that energetically, and they're going to take advantage of it. And then depending on how strong your pull to that is, you're going to be manipulated. You're going to be taken advantage of. You see it with guys and girls all the time. How many toxic relationships have you seen or been in to where like someone's being manipulated and taken advantage of overtly, and then covertly the other person's usually doing the exact same thing? Right? The one that's like the always trying to keep the peace and always trying to keep things happy and gentle, and you know, the people pleaser, right? Why do you think they're people pleasing? Right? Because they're basically doing little investments, right? They're like, I'm going to do this for you without saying it. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to be super nice, and I'm going to give this, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to cater to you in this, but I expect this in return. So it's passive manipulation and overt manipulation, right? Through force, through coercion and power, right? Now, the reason that I'm saying you become immune to this is because when you become attuned to yourself, grounded and really sensitive to yourself, you start to understand your own motives and why you're doing what you're doing. I used to be the latter of the two, right? That's where my codependency patterns were like at their peak. Was like I would do, it's like a love contract. I think it's what like the psychology term is. Look it up, you know. It's pretty interesting, right? I had no idea that I was doing that. That's the thing. That's why I'm saying don't judge people, because a lot of times, like, what you see, they don't see. That's where the humility comes in. Like, when you really understand that you're, in a lot of ways, no better, because you were doing stuff too, you give people a little bit more grace, okay? But that doesn't mean you need to be susceptible to it or fall for it. So when you understand these motives and these thought patterns and these actions that you're doing in yourself, you start to see it in other people. The more you learn about yourself, the more you're going to learn about others. Because we all have the same minds. We all have the same emotions. I mean, you know, we're driving the same vehicle, really. You know, so if you understand the mechanics of how your vehicle works, that person's driving the same one. Maybe just a different model. You like that? I do. Yeah, cars, you know. Yeah. So, That's what, so you start to see this in other people. All right. Now this process, now why I'm saying to do it with semen retention is because another reason you become immune to the manipulation through semen retention is you start to remove the things that you feel you externally need to validate yourself, the dopamine addictions. This entire world, we're all just succumbing to dopamine addictions, all of us. Porn, masturbation, sex, alcohol, drugs, relationships. Like, how many relationships are the number one scapegoat to avoid your problems? That's why they're our greatest teachers, because it comes up that way, right? Use them, right? The downside is you're going to get your heart broken. The upside is you're going to become a better person and then attract a better quality partner, or be alone in your own peace for a while because you've realized why you've needed this so badly. Okay? Semen retention will take you off of that. Now, you can't that's why it's so challenging, is because you're uprooting and uplifting literally a lifetime worth of conditioning. I mean, how many of us have just started watching porn and masturbating and wanting to have sex with girls and get girls' attention, what's 12, 13 years old? You know, even, I mean, heck, people have been like doing that stuff while they were still firing blanks, you know, puffing air. You know, the real ones don't know what I mean, you know. So you start to, when you remove yourself from the need for this, right, through semen retention, the introspective journey. Now the journey, though, can also mean doing that exact same thing for a while. I've said that in other videos, or maybe I haven't been clear. If you're still in that phase where it's like, no, I hear what he's saying, but like, I still got to go chase. I got to go and experience that lustful energy over and over and over again until I'm done. Go do that, because I did it for like 15 years. Heck, I like ruined my life. Like, I almost really screwed up my life real bad a couple times doing that. Like, because that just overtook everything. I started to lose focus in everything. So unbalanced, right? So when you become balanced inside and you start to understand these intricacies, you'll start to see and sniff this out from a mile away. You won't get manipulated anymore, right? The hard part about this, the duality, the dark side of it, is that you're not really going to be able to explain or communicate this with people, though. So it kind of becomes like a little secret that you keep with yourself. You're lucky if you have one or two people that you can talk about this with. Okay. Yeah. So just, I think it's important to also to mention, like, give yourself some grace and some time with this, though. Like, this is a long journey. Like, I started making these videos when I feel like I had already really like gotten the bulk of my need for like female energy and female attraction and all of that stuff like gone. But no one has really, you see me in these videos now, but no one saw me 5 or 6, 10 years ago. I was a completely different person because I was still chasing that. So I do understand the need to do that. And to whatever capacity you feel like will do that. So just give yourself some time and some grace with this process, though, because it's never going to end, one. So you might as well just settle in. And you'll know. You're not going to need someone to tell you to do this stuff, because I'm really trying to reach out to the people on on this channel that like have a call to do this already, and we can have these discussions and these dialogues about it, right? Stick with it, though, and stay introspective. The semen retention and introspection is like the lock and the key. Right? It's the lock and the key. It's the 1 to the 2. It's the combination that you need to do this. You just have those two things in mind, everything else will fall in order. Okay, I promise. It might be, it might be really stressful and hard and crappy for a while, but like it'll work itself out. I promise you, okay? That I promise you. Whatever it is you end up with, okay, will be for your highest good. Okay, believe that. All right. yeah. So I hope everyone has a great day, because it's getting real hot. I moved, so the sun is a lot more powerful down here, so I have to wear a lot of sunscreen, and I think I gotta reapply. So all right. Hope everyone has a great day.